Universal design for learning. I'm currently working on becoming an adaptive physical education teacher, so I'll be focusing on disabilities in the 2nd grade classroom level. The first learning disability is characterized by short attention span, poor reading and writing skills, poor eye-hand coordination, and sensory difficulties. Some accommodations you can make in your classroom is a use of variety of different equipment, such as different sized balls, different colored cones, textured equipment. Larger handled objects are going to be easier for them to use, and also when giving instructions, you could print out picture handouts for them to see it. That will also help a lot. Communication disorders are characterized by difficulty with eye contact, holding conversations, pronouncing words, and expressing oneself. Printouts will help here as well, along with modeling the instructions and one-on-one time during the class, because again, these children with a communication disorder have issues expressing themselves, so that one-on-one time will allow you to build trust with that child, and also lets them know that you're there for them so that they can easily express what they're feeling without being judged or mistreated by other students. Emotional and behavioral disorders are characterized by hyperactive, self-injurious, withdrawal, and impulsive. Some accommodations is setting goals so they have something to look forward to, including them in the lesson setup, so marking the out of bounds lines, putting balls on lines, setting cones, handing out equipment to the other kids. It just also helps with keeping them on track of what you're doing for that lesson, and also keeps them out of trouble because they feel important. Setting rules and expectations just allows them to know what the limits are and that there is no leniency. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder is characterized by inattention, hyperactive, and impatient. Some accommodations would be setting them in the front of the class. By doing this, they're less likely to act out. Setting goals and expectations also motivate them and let them know the limits of the class. And setting up small groups and games. The group stations keep them moving, keep them interacted and motivated. It also reduces jitters. Intellectual disorders are characterized by impaired gross or fine motor, conceptual skills, deficits in self-determination. Some accommodations would be relaxing the rules. This would be eliminating or removing time restraints to games or drills. Also taking out like out of bounds, or when you're playing tag, calling them out. Implements with handles helps with their gross motor. It's easier for them to hold, and it's safer because if they do release that, it's not going to hit another child. Large print instructions, printed handouts, or large posters that you can put up on the wall will also help them. They'll be able to reference to them throughout the lessons. And also oral prompting and visual prompting along with modeling is a very effective way to help these children with intellectual disorders learn the skills that you're doing in that lesson. Another thing is one-on-one encouragement. With their deficits in self-determination, being able to call out their name and encourage them will give them a sense of accomplishment. It'll also give them some encouragement and a self-esteem boost. Autism is characterized by them needing to stay in a routine, having unusual interests, a repetition of actions and body movement, along with some low social skills. Some accommodations would be relating your lesson to their interest. It makes it more exciting for them. It keeps them on track and keeps them interested. Some visual cues. Kids with autism don't like change, and uncertainty is stressful to them, so making a visual for them to see makes it easier and less stressful. Having clear instructions, so brief and to the point, is better because lengthy allows them to get bored with it and lose interest. Traumatic brain injury is characterized by memory problems, slow processing or interpretation, and organization problems. Some accommodations you can make is repeating the directions throughout the lessons, visual prompting, modeling, and like showing them by moving them yourself. Another one is teaching their current level of ability. You don't want to strain them or make them do something that they very well can, because it's going to become frustrating to them. Hearing loss. So kids with hearing loss or deafness have difficulty speaking, reading, and writing just because they can't hear how the word is supposed to be said. Some accommodations would be involving peers in learning American Sign Language. Not only that, but it lets that child with the hearing loss know that their peers and their friends in that class are there to encourage them as well as the teacher. Putting up like thick drapes or pads on the walls or sections where you can put carpeted mats will also help these children by lessening the reverberation in the room and minimizing the echoes. This helps because getting rid of any excess noise will allow them to be able to really focus on you when you're talking in the class. Also, giving them a peer tutor, so pairing them up with another child that doesn't have a hearing loss or impairment, just helps because then they can reference to that peer. But also they're usually more comfortable with a peer than when you jump in and help. So, visual impairment and blindness. Some are characterized by blind spots, blurred vision, or total blindness. Some accommodations would be guides. So they do guide wires, which just helps with independence and encourages running, which is huge. Group sports and any kind of equipment accommodations, such as like balls that make sounds, putting rice in volleyballs, bright colored equipment such as pylons, cones, vests will help as well. Some physical disabilities can be amputations, dwarfism, and muscular dystrophy. Some accommodations can be create a capable task. So creating a capable task allows them to have self-respect. It also encourages them more. It makes them feel like they are improving. They are just as involved as everyone else. letting the teacher pick teams, just because then the other kids can't just single them out and not pick them because of their disability. And don't force them to do activities. Let them be the judge of where they're comfortable in the class with certain tasks. Eventually, they're going to be more reliant on you for tasks that you set in the lesson, and they'll trust you more. They know you'll be there to help them even when they know they cannot do it.